These experts say in certain crashes, some car seats can break and even collapse.
Tonight, Chris Van Cleve has this major consumer alert.
16-month-old Taylor Warner loved the water and was just learning how to walk.
She had about 6 weeks that she was toddling around, and then it was over.
5 years ago, the Warners' 2010 Honda Odyssey was rear-ended at 55 miles an hour. Taylor was in her car seat behind her father. His seatback broke, collapsing on impact, and struck Taylor in the face, killing her.
And it was all because of some stupid car that we thought was the safest thing we could, get for our family to protect them.
But crash tests like this one show what can happen when a seat collapses. The driver is launched backwards and slams into the child's face. Drivers can also be injured or killed when their heads crash into the back seat. And nearly every major American and Japanese automaker has seen similar recent cases.
How often does this happen?
Every day.
Auto crash expert Alan Canner has been examining seatback failures since the 1980s. We hired his lab outside Philadelphia to test the strength of seats and the standard that's low enough even a banquet chair makes the grade.
Do car makers know this is an issue?
Yes.
They've actually known for decades. In a 1996 deposition, a General Motors engineer admitted GM started tethering dummies to the seats during crash tests because the dummies were expensive and the chances of losing them were pretty high. Improving the seats wouldn't be expensive. One engineer being deposed said strengthening them would cost on the order of $1 or so. Despite promises to look into the issue dating back to 1992, the standard has remained the same. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administrator, Mark Rosekind, did not have time to sit down with us in the past 2 weeks, so we caught up with him on Capitol Hill.
Sir, Chris Van Cleve from CBS News. I need to ask you about the 7 seat standard.
Here, we're just going to go. We're going to go. Yeah,
And their tendency to fail in rear-end collisions. We've been trying to get a couple of minutes with you, sir.
Happy birthday to you.
They had changed the government safety standards to where, the seatback wouldn't fail, then we would still have a 6-year-old running around.
The Warners settled their lawsuit. Automakers say their cars are safe, meet or exceed all federal safety standards, and have improved over the years. For its part, NHTSA says it didn't have the data to support changing the standard. Since we began investigating, we have found 9 children killed in accidents like the Warners. That's more than the number of people killed by faulty Takata airbags.
So, Chris, are there any cars out there that are safe?
Yeah, our safety experts tell us that 3 automakers in particular have vehicles that are safe, that all of their vehicles have seats that are safe, and those are Mercedes, BMW, and Volvo. Otherwise, it really depends on the vehicle, and unfortunately, there is no index to let you know how strong the seats are in your car.
We've seen such an outcry over Takata and the airbags, and as you reported, this has killed more people than the airbags have. Wonder why one gets attention and the other one doesn't.
At least with the Takata airbags, you have a standard that is high enough that says, look, these don't work, these have to come off the roads. Here, you have a standard that's so low that it's almost irrelevant.
And what is also fascinating is 60 Minutes first did a story on this in 1992. Then there were more stories in 2000 and 2004. They've known about this forever.
Well, and if you have the safe vehicles, Mercedes, BMW, and Volvo, those are typically very expensive cars that a lot of people can't afford.
Right, and you would think some of the cars, like the folks in the story there whose daughter was killed, they had a Honda and they thought they were buying a very, very safe car, and obviously they weren't.
Well, this